And now another question for Francesco. So in the other experience that you are bringing, you are trying to match very small companies, a lot of micro and small enterprises, but they are put in one container so that they have an opportunity to go far away. So very small, but very far. What do you want to tell us about it?
Yeah, Noemi, as you mentioned, I personally also have a company together with PT. PT Imagine is one of the leaders in fashion trade shows. They are organizing PT Uomo, who is by far the best, globally the best menswear fashion trade show in the world, fashion fair in the world.
I am sure many here know PT Uomo, and many are dressed by PT Uomo.
Okay. So PT is a fair which is held twice a year in Florence, and which is gathering more or less 1,000 fashion brands. 2/3 of them are from Italy, 1/3 from abroad, and which is visited. It's a B2B event, so it's not open to the public, to final customers. It's only open to retailers, and it is visited by more or less 30,000 retailers coming from all over the world to see the new collections and to place orders and so on. And we could say that 95% of these 1,000 brands are medium and small, extremely small Italian manufacturers and designers. So we invested in digital, and so we created ept.com, which is an online platform. It's an online B2B marketplace, trying to help these exhibitors, these designers, also to reach out to markets which are far away, which are abroad, which are perhaps not coming anymore to Florence to see the new collections. We launched it 3 years ago, and it turned to be very successful. It is profitable since 3 years, and since the beginning almost. And so we are now able to showcase the collections of these little designers to a very big community of foreigners, a very big community of retailers coming from the major markets, US, Northern Europe, and Far East. So it's, I would say, an interesting project because we are leveraging on digital to help little traditional Italian designers.
But still segmented on a certain manufacturing.
Yes, of course, because it is only open to the exhibitors which are taking part to the Florentinian fair in Florence.
So we have some questions from the public, and one question is, what are, I don't know, in your experience, maybe your knowledge, products that Italy produce and are the cheapest one and are used especially in Africa? Does anyone has a hint about any? Or maybe someone from...
Sorry, can you repeat the question? I couldn't catch.
The question was, what was a product that is very cheap and is exported to Africa? Something Italian which is cheap and exported. Maybe on your platform it can happen.
Culture, I would say, which is not a product.
Culture.
Lifestyle.
Lifestyle.
It's not a product, but in some way it's a product.
There's something cheap in Italy.
Which?
I think there is not something cheap in Italy.
No cheap things in Italy, that's another answer. Okay.
Only high quality. High quality cannot be cheap, I think.
Simonetta?
Nothing special which came in my mind about
No
that.
cheap cars either? Okay.
Not exported in Italy. I mean, in South Africa we have a national sales company and we sell cars for sure, Panda, all the range in fact. But to be honest, behind that there is not a cheap concept, so probably it's not so
Emmanuel?
related to the question.
You know, there is 249 products where Italy is worldwide leader in export. So I suppose that among these 249, there should be something also for our friend in Africa. I mentioned, I think the first category of product is ceramic, which is the most, let's say, the biggest issue for exportation regarding Italy. But, you know, I remember something strange. When I arrived in Italy, the post was not working at all. It was 1980 to early 80s, you know. And I discovered that all the machines to organize the distribution of the letters were done in Italy and sold worldwide also from, I remember in this case, to Maghreb and to Germany. And the distribution of the letters in these countries was very correct. But in Italy, we were producing the machine, selling abroad, but not using in our own country. So I guess among all these kind of products, something should go everywhere worldwide. And we can find anyway pizzeria everywhere, from Africa to Asia to North America. So it's also a product of export.
So I have another question. Are there any questions from the public? Someone wants to have a question? But I don't see any. So a question to Simonetta with regard to your sentence that Fiat has remained in Italy. So I think from your description, we've heard a lot on how you are doing your business and keeping the business in Italy, but this is a question, so I don't know if you want to add something on it.
To be honest, as I said, during the last 2 years, we changed a little bit our perspective, which is, honestly speaking, very exciting and positive. So we are acting now as an integrated player between America and Italy, which, in fact, both in terms of culture, in terms of possibility to work, to share, is something huge compared to what we were before. So today we are still, especially when we talk about Fiat, as I said, we are 75% of sales, so we are still acting as an Italian brand, but with more possibility to grow, thanks also to the experience that we are doing through other 6 brands, which are not only Italian, but also US brands. So Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, so forth and so on. And this is something which, on one side, during the day-by-day life is creating a lot of energy and competition between, okay, but a positive competition, so that at the end we manage and we show, in fact, we manage to have a better result than ever. So good mix.
Just to finish, a very quick answer from each of you to this question. Not that I don't want to be optimistic, but just to share with the others. What would you mention as the highest and most difficult risk that you are facing in your daily planning? What is really your worst preoccupation? Just in few words.
Me
Go
first?
ahead. Yeah.
We have a kind of exclusive positioning to the company, and we want to balance, as I said before, this exclusivity with the digital revolution, which is not exclusive, it's very democratic. So currently, we are really engaged in trying
in a digital challenge. Okay, Lisa?
And for us, we are trying to export our wine, so we try to improve the commercial, but that's a big problem for us because we are very little.
So the dimension is an issue that you are thinking about during your day. Fiat?
For Fiat brand, in fact, probably the best risk, the high risk we have is not to find. So we are looking for the best balance in between this functional approach and the aspirational one. Because at the end, we don't want to have 2 brands, so 500 on one hand and Panda on the other one, but we want to go on keeping together the Fiat brand values, but working in a different way according to the part of the range that we are talking about. So this is something that we have to manage in a very clever way. So far we did, so the results are more than positive, and this is something that we want to go on working with a lot of attention.
And Emmanuel?
My main challenge today is to make you happy, having fun, and enjoy this evening. So please come and enjoy.
So the last thing I can say is wish successful to be successful for all of you. Okay.
Thank you. Grazie.